Gerald was a potato. He lived in a pantry. It was dark. It was boring. Gerald wanted more. He wanted to be a star. Every night Gerald watched TV. He saw them. The actors. They were famous. They were loved. Gerald wanted that. He wanted people to cheer his name. Hollywood, Gerald said one day, that's where I'll go. I'll be a big star. He was a very determined potato. But first, Gerald needed a plan. How could a potato get to Hollywood? He needed to think. He needed a friend. He needed an adventure. Gerald peeked out of the pantry. He saw a dog. This was his chance. The dog was big and fluffy. Maybe he could help. "Excuse me," Gerald said to the dog. "Can you take me to Hollywood?" The dog barked. He wagged his tail. He didn't understand. Dogs don't go to Hollywood. Gerald sighed. This was harder than he thought. He hopped down from the shelf. He rolled across the floor. He bumped into something soft. It was a bag of flour. "Oof!" said a voice. It was the baker. He was surprised to see Gerald. "What are you doing?" the baker asked. "Going to Hollywood," Gerald said proudly. The baker chuckled. "A potato? In Hollywood." He patted Gerald's head. "Good luck with that." Gerald finally made it to Hollywood. It was big and shiny. There were lights everywhere. Gerald felt excited. This was his place. He saw a sign. It said superhero movie casting. This was perfect. Gerald loved superheroes. He hopped inside. The director looked at Gerald. He said, "We need someone to play the part of a meteor." Gerald was disappointed. A meteor, that didn't sound very exciting, but Gerald wanted to be a star. "I can be a meteor," he said. And so, Gerald got the part. He was going to be in a movie. It was the day of the big scene. Gerald was nervous. He was supposed to fall from the sky, but he was just a potato. Suddenly the director yelled, "Action!" Gerald was lifted up high. He closed his eyes tight. He was ready. But something went wrong. A giant pot of gravy spilled. It poured all over Gerald. Gerald crashed onto the set. He was covered in gravy. Everyone gasped. Then they started to laugh. It was the funniest thing they had ever seen. The cameras were rolling. The scene was a hit. Gerald was a star.